Welcome to Fab Talk with Trish M, prophet, pastor, teacher, CEO of Trish M Enterprises, author, wife, mother, and your podcast host. If you're ready for the word, the way, and the truth, then this podcast is for you. Get ready for another level in the things of God, motivation, inspiration, and empowerment that's going to catapult you to new dimensions. Hold on tight. It's time for Fab Talk with your girl, Trish M. Hello. How y'all doing out there? It's your girl, Trish M. I know I look a little different for all of y'all watching me live. Look at this hair color, y'all. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it, but your girl got it for now, okay? For right now. She got this Cooper. It's good for the fall, good little fall winter vibe, okay? But yeah, all right. I know I was a little distraction, but let's get back to the heart of the matter. Welcome to Fab Talk with your girl Trish M. I pray everyone is having a super fabulous, amazing day. You know what we do, what I do on Fab Talk with Trish M. I give you the word, the way, and the truth, okay? I give you the all the way live, the good in the hood, and the yummy for your tummy. Do your girl a favor. Share the broadcast, otherwise party, tag a friend. Let somebody know that I am live because I believe that somebody needs to hear what's going on. Fab Talk, I'm trying to give you ways to be fabulous according to the word of God. All right. We're gonna be all the, you know how they say all the way live? We're gonna be all the way fabulous. All right, let's do this. Let's see. Do we have church announcement? Y'all listen. I am we got like a week away before this phenomenal event. It's called the Fabulous Woman Empowerment Brunch. And when I tell you your girl locked and loaded, she ready to go steady. Come on, somebody. At this event. It's on and popping. I got a dynamic lineup of women that we're going to have some power talk session, fab talk sessions, girl talk sessions, some panel discussions, the word. We're going to have prayer. We're going to have just really get to the heart of matter. And don't forget fashion show, because part of what I do is I empower women to look good and feel good. Shout out to Trish M Boutique who keeps me fabulous. Okay, y'all like these faux collar tops I got on and these earrings. Yes, Trish M keep me fabulous, girl. Trish M Boutique. Shop TrishM.com is where you can find all the yummy, the good in the hood, all of that stuff. All right, so if you've not gotten your ticket for the Fab Woman Empowerment brunch, there's still just a wee bit time. Y'all say wee bit time left. Early bird registration has officially ended. It was $20. Now you can get in where you fit in for just $30. That's still just nothing for what you are about to get at this event. We are ready. We ready. Okay. All right. So that's enough with your church announcements. So let's get all the way live. Okay. So this podcast, I'm actually we're getting ready to go into a new year. If you're watching me or listening to me during the current time, we're getting ready for a new year. And what I'm going to end this month with, or beginning in this month with, is all about faith, right? I want to take your faith to a whole another level. I am the fabulous specialist, and I break down fabulosity when it comes to faith and how we can not just believe bigger, but how we can receive bigger as we prepare for a phenomenal new year. So the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about faith, okay? Because I need you to win, all right? I need you to win big. So I want to see what you're working with when it comes to faith. And so I hope, maybe y'all could jot down some stuff or whatever. But let me tell you, this is going to be good. I got a lot of nuggets that I want to drop on you real quick, real fast, because y'all know I ain't on all day long, unless I have a special guest, because sometimes we could just talk. All right. So this segment on faith, I want to start out with a quote that my husband gave. Shout out to my baby daddy. Yes, Senior Pastor Derek Morissette of Mind of Christ International. We've been talking about spiritual laws, and one of the things he was talking about was on faith, and so I gotta give you this quote that he said: "A faith that has not been tested is a faith that cannot be trusted." Oh, come on now, Pastor. A faith that has not been tested is a faith that cannot be trusted. See, we're getting ready for this new year, right? And you know how we write out our resolutions and our goals and things that we want to see happen for the new year, right? But let me tell you something. That is faith in motion that you write. That's you writing the vision, making it plain. Okay, you're doing what the word says. I love it, right? But here's the thing. Once faith gets in motion, a test has to come. Come on, somebody. A test has to come. A test has to come because let me tell you something. I can say I got faith for something all day long, but if I don't prove that I have faith, come on, y'all. That means I gotta go through something. I gotta believe through something, regardless of what it like, sound like, or seem like. If we have not been tested in an area, how can we say that we have true faith for that area? All right, if I've not been tested in the area, how can I say I have faith in the area? Because everything is good when there's no storm, there's no rain, there's no anything to hinder or stand in my way for the manifestation. And you've heard me say this before, that God always frustrates before he elevates. And so we're looking for elevation in any particular area of our life, whether that's relationally, financially, um, spiritually. God always frustrates before he elevates. Frustration just simply means that there's a test at hand, right? And so God will test. So when I can weather the storm, when I can overcome the test and still, hey, come on, somebody, I'm cooking with some major grease. That chicken about to be deep fried and laid to the side. Come on, y'all. Listen, Linda. When I can say that I have weathered the storm, I have overcome the test of life, the trials of life, the tribulations of life. Now I can truly say I'm cooking with grease. I can say I got faith, right? Because that's how faith works. I have to prove that I can handle tests. Again, a faith that has not been tested is a faith that cannot be trusted. So test means test it. And let me give you the definition of test, right? Is the means by which the presence, quality, or genuineness of anything is determined. A means of a trial to overgo a test, or a trial to try to outperform all of that. In a test, you got to ask yourself, can you still show up and be present? Or do you run from a testy situation? Do you run when it get hot like fire? Do you show up when you don't feel like showing up? Do you show up in the midst of the chaos? Do you show up with a mentality that I'm still going to win? I'm still going to get through this, no matter what the enemy does to try to distract me, to hinder me, to frustrate me. In a test, will you still be genuine, attitudinal, or disruptive? What's your demeanor when you're going through a test? Are you short with everybody, mean, rude, don't want to nobody? It's in a test when you can still be faithful, still be loving, still be kind, still pray and fast and do everything that you're supposed to do. All right. You can say, look, I'm enduring this test. I'm winning. But if you're going through a test right now, a frustrating situation, I want you to step back and analyze. How's your attitude, that is? How you feeling? How you talking? How you walking? Are you short with everybody, or are you mean? Uh, people don't want to be around you. How's your energy when you're going through a test? How's your energy when you have a certain situation happening around you? Do people really want to be around you or not? Because let me tell you something. What you put off lets us know if you're handling the test really well. I can remember when y'all, I talk about it all the time because our mental health is a big deal. And I didn't know that back then. This was years ago when I went through depression. And I say years ago because y'all, let me tell y'all something. I made a vow that I would never, ever go back to that place again in my life, ever, because I know what depression feels like. I don't like it. So, and what happened? How did the depression happen? It happened because I didn't handle the test the way I was supposed to handle it. See, a test came, a trial came, a situation came, and my energy changed. Like, I didn't want to be around nobody. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to be in church. I didn't want to hear what nobody had to say. Okay. And much less even talk to God, because I actually felt like God forgot about me. See, this is how I handled the test all those years ago. And I didn't show up. I didn't show up with faith. I showed up. I didn't show up with genuineness. I didn't show up. I gave people crumbs of me and not the fullness of me. Why? Because I was too immature to handle the test. And so I stayed in a depressive state for about 8 months, 6 to 8 months. And it just messed up my whole life, like for that amount of time period. But I made a vow that I would never go back to being that Trish. I did not like that Trish. I did not like how Trish handled the test. I did not like how Trish handled the trials and the tribulations, the situations of a life. That Trish I wasn't in love with, right? That Trish didn't even love herself at that time. That Trish didn't feel the love of God. That Trish focused more on the negative than the positive. That Trish was a selfish Trish. She was a prideful Trish. She was she was a Trish that had lost the I guess what we call like the beauty of living life. She just didn't enjoy life like she used to. Now that was not suicidal, but she was heavy, heavy in depression, heavy in frustration, heavy dealing with trials, heavy dealing with issues. And so I didn't prove to God that I was ready for next. Matter of fact, it took years. It took about 7 more years before what I was believing God for to manifest, because I failed the test, and I will admit that I failed the test. I showed up with crumbs of me and not the fullness of me. My faith was not where it needed to be. My communication with God was not where it needed to be. And so, yeah, I showed God in that moment the quality of my faith. See, here's the thing that we need to understand. Tests will show God the quality of your faith. In that season of my life, I kept saying, "Oh, I got faith. I got faith. I got faith for this child and for this next level. I got faith for whatever it is." And so I was saying I had faith, but remember, we went back to the first thing. It said a faith that has not been tested is a faith that cannot be trusted. So I was saying I had faith and believing, but then when the test came, it was like I showed God the actual quality of the faith that I said that I had. And that's what happens. Test will show God the quality of your faith. And your girl was rocking in poor quality faith. I'll say that again. I'm not ashamed, because listen, my breakthrough is going to help somebody else break through. So I showed God that I had poor quality faith. Why? How did I do that? Just it was how I handled the test. I handled the test poorly. I handled the test selfishly. Selfishly. Um, it was just all about me and me, and God didn't come through for me, and look at everybody else, and they're blessed and they're prospering in the area that I have lacked. And so I handled my test in a very immature way, and it showed God the quality of the faith that I was actually working with. So my question to you is, can you prove to God that you could be trusted with the next that you're believing him for? I proved to God that I wasn't quite ready yet. Unfortunately, let's just be real. I wasn't quite ready yet. I got to tell you this, to be trusted with next, you have to prove that you can handle your now. To be trusted with next, you have to prove that you can handle now. What does that mean? That means that now could be super frustrating. Now could be super uncomfortable. Now could be super tight, but it's right. Okay. So to be trusted with your next, you have to prove that you can handle your now. What are you handling poorly now, but believing God for next sin, right? Think about it. That's a Selah moment because there are things that we're not quite handling the right way. What are we handling poorly now, but believing God for next? Like I'm look, okay, let's break it down. For example, I'm believing God for this amazing luxury car, but I'm handling poorly now my little Chevy or whatever it is that you have, right? But you want next, but you're handling poorly something now. So you got to go to your now and say, oh, I got to do better. I got to prove to God that I am ready for next. See, we have to prove to God that we are truly ready for next because God will look at it and be like, huh? You want a house and your apartment is a hotmess.com. You can't even keep the dishes washed, the clothes put up. You can't, but you want a house? Handle the apartment first, boo boo. Like, handle the apartment a little bit better. Now, I ain't saying you guys to be perfection to the T, but what I am saying is you're proving now to God whether or not you're ready for the release of the next phase of blessings that He has for you. You know, we all want next, but we have to we have to prove that we can be trusted now. Um, if you're now handling your now with faith and works, how do you expect God for next? God bless you with the apartment, clean it up, organize it. God bless you with the car, keep it clean, organize it. God bless you with the marriage, water your own grass before you start seeking another one. Okay, because a lot of times it's some stuff in your own grass, the weeds need pulling, and your attitude needs to be suppressed. Humility needs to come. So often we don't do the work, but we got the faith. Like oh God, faith for the house, faith for the car, faith for a better marriage. Put in the work now. Put in the work now so that you can be trusted with next. See, I got to show up now with faith and works because I want next. It's now, not later, not next year. It's now faith that's going to show God whether or not you are ready for the release. Where do I get that from? I'm so glad you asked. Hebrews 11 and 1 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Now faith, not next year's faith, not next week's faith. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. That's the evidence. You're going to see evidence of what you don't have because you chose to have faith now. You chose to get your life right now. Okay. You chose to figure it out now. You chose to do better now. You chose to not allow situations and issues get the best of you because you know that you're on the verge of something grandiose. So you're on the verge of something absolutely phenomenal. And so you have to make a decision right now, right now. You have to make a decision that you're going to have now faith to produce that next level harvest. Now, faith means that you got to do something now. Don't talk about it, be about it. Okay? You have to do something now. All right. So that's part one. I'm going to come back next week with part two. We are growing somewhere when it comes to faith because we got to see faith in motion Faith in motion sets you up for faith manifestation. Faith manifestation lets you know that your now faith produced a harvest of what you were believing God for. And now you want something bigger. All right, that is it for today. Okay, do your girl a favor. If you have not subscribed, rated, or reviewed me on Apple Podcasts, but you keep eating from my little table. Okay, you keep tuning in to Trish M because you like me. Okay, you like me. Give me a 5-star rating. See, what I'm doing is I'm giving to you. I'm sowing a seed into your life. Okay. I ask that you sow a seed back. Follow me on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, rate, and review with 5 stars so that I can help reach more and more people each and every week. Because guess what? I'm not out here talking foo-foo. I'm giving people fab talk by giving them the word, the way, and the truth. I'm trying to get them in on how they could be fabulous and take their life to a whole new level. And I need your help. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm so grateful. Just continue to tune in. God keeps downloading stuff in my spirit. And as God gives it to me, your girl gonna give it back to you. Okay. So until next week, I'll be back with another fabulous episode of Fab Talk with your girl, Trish. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to Fab Talk with Trish M. Do your girl a favor. Share this broadcast on all your social media platforms. Invite a friend to tune in. Help this podcast reach the nation. We all need Jesus, y'all. You sharing this broadcast helps me to reach the masses. If I'm blessing you, then bless your girl back. Share the broadcast. Give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. I got work to do for the king, and I need your help. I appreciate you tuning in to this segment. I'm looking forward to rocking with you on the next episode of Fab Talk with your girl, Trish M.